Good evening, here are tonight's headlines. Tragic accident claims the life of a 9-year-old girl in Region 1. Security guard allegedly kills former sister-in-law and attempts suicide. Friend allegedly chops drinking buddy to death. Family of 5 left homeless after devastating fire in Rosetown. Ministry of Labor investigates fatal industrial accident at Pipal Singh Investments. Ministry of Labor investigates boiler explosion at Hack Rice Mill. Pilot cleared of trafficking charges considers legal action over reputation damage. Stay tuned for more updates on these stories. Please like and share this video with your colleagues to keep them in the loop of the latest news around Guyana.
Tragic accident claims the life of 9-year-old girl in Region 1. Terentia Pierre, a 9-year-old girl from Barima Nobo, Region 1, tragically passed away after sustaining injuries in an accident on Monday afternoon. The grade 5 pupil of Rosetown Primary School was struck by a motor car while crossing the road at Barima compound around 15:30 hours. According to a relative, Terentia would usually spend time with them after school until her mother arrived to pick her up. On the day of the accident, she had crossed the road and was heading to a shop after collecting money when the car hit her. The relative recounted that after being struck, the driver of the car reportedly ran over Terentia, who was flung a distance away. Despite efforts to rush her to Georgetown Public Hospital for further medical care, she tragically succumbed to her injuries on the way. Regional Commander Himnath Saw revealed that the driver of the car was found to be over the legal alcohol limit based on a breathalyzer test and was allegedly speeding at the time of the accident. Commander Saw explained that Terentia was attempting to cross the road when the vehicle collided with her, resulting in serious head injuries. The driver is currently in custody at the Barima police station and is expected to be charged and brought before the court for his alleged involvement in the accident. The community mourns the loss of young Terentia Pierre and awaits justice for her untimely passing. Security guard allegedly kills former sister-in-law and attempts suicide. In a tragic turn of events, the Guyana police force is currently investigating an alleged murder that occurred at Dazzle Housing Scheme, East Coast Demerara, early Tuesday morning. The victim, Ashanti Liverpool, a 24-year-old security officer, was reportedly shot and killed by a 31-year-old security officer from Haslington, East Coast Demerara, who had previously shared a common-law relationship with Ashanti's sister. The sequence of events unfolded in the early hours of Tuesday morning, with the suspect allegedly acquiring an AR-15 rifle and ammunition from a co-worker at Hong Kong Chinese supermarket in Good Hope, East Coast Demerara. Upon returning to Dazzle Housing Scheme armed with the rifle, the suspect confronted Ashanti Liverpool at her home, inquiring about her sister's whereabouts. Subsequently, Ashanti attempted to flee the scene, but the suspect pursued and opened fire on her with the rifle. Ashanti collapsed in a nearby yard, succumbing to her injuries. The suspect then left the scene on his motorcycle. Later, at Hongqing Supermarket at Industry Railway Embankment, the suspect encountered another colleague and sought assistance in clearing the rifle, claiming that a round was stuck in the firearm. However, a loud explosion was heard from inside the supermarket, and upon investigation, the colleague found the suspect lying on the ground with a gunshot wound to the chest. Emergency services were called, and the suspect was transported to Georgetown Public Hospital, where he remains in critical condition under police guard. The tragic incident has left the community in shock and mourning, highlighting the devastating consequences of domestic disputes and gun violence. Investigations into the matter are ongoing as law enforcement authorities seek to unravel the circumstances surrounding the incident and ensure justice for the victim. As the investigation progresses, further updates will be provided by the Guyana Police Force. Friend allegedly chops drinking buddy to death. A night of heavy drinking turned deadly in Hururu Mission, Upper Burbus River, as Marcus Adrian, a 36-year-old logger, tragically lost his life in a violent altercation with his drinking buddy. The Guyana Police Force is currently investigating the alleged murder, which occurred at approximately 12:30 p.m. on March 18 at 7 Mile, Hururu Mission. The suspect, a 28-year-old tractor operator and longtime friend of Adrian, was arrested following the incident. According to initial investigations, Adrian and the suspect, who were known to each other and often worked together cutting logs, were consuming a mixture of high wine, Guinness, and Turbo, leading to alleged intoxication. Witnesses reported a heated disagreement between the two men, culminating in the suspect throwing Adrian to the ground and inflicting several severe chops to his neck and face. Despite Adrian's attempts to flee, he collapsed at the center of the trail, succumbing to his injuries. The suspect was apprehended by the Tasheo and handed over to the police. Adrian's lifeless body was discovered lying on the Hururu Trail, surrounded by a pool of blood, and was subsequently escorted to the Linden Hospital complex for further examination. The scene of the crime was meticulously processed and photographed by law enforcement officials as part of ongoing investigations. At present, the suspect remains in police custody, awaiting further legal proceedings. The tragic incident serves as a sobering reminder of the dangers of excessive alcohol consumption and the potential consequences of escalating conflicts while under the influence. As investigations continue, authorities urge the community to remain vigilant and cooperate with law enforcement efforts to ensure justice is served for Marcus Adrian. Family of 5 left homeless after devastating fire in Rose Hall Town. Tragedy struck the Sukraj family of Rose Hall Town, Region 6, as a devastating fire consumed their home on Monday night, leaving them homeless and destitute. Mathura Sukraj, his wife Malin Sukraj, and their 3 children are currently seeking refuge at a neighbor's house following the tragic blaze that ravaged their residence located at Lot 5, Twin Street, Swamp Section, Rose Hall Town. According to Mathura Sukraj, the fire erupted around 9:30 p.m. while he was on the upper floor of the 2-story concrete and wooden building. His youngest daughter alerted him to the fire in a room upstairs, prompting him to take immediate action. Despite his efforts to extinguish the flames, they rapidly engulfed the structure, forcing the family to evacuate. Both Mathura and Malin suspect that the fire was caused by an electrical source, although there were no prior indications of electrical issues. The blaze spread swiftly, consuming their belongings and the building before firefighters could intervene. The family not only lost their home but also suffered a significant financial blow, losing approximately $300,000 in cash savings, which represented Mathura's earnings as a cane harvester. With their savings gone and facing the daunting task of rebuilding their lives from scratch, the Sukraj family is in urgent need of assistance. They estimate their losses to exceed $3 million, excluding the cost of the building. Now, they are appealing to the generosity of the community for support in their time of need. Any assistance, whether financial or material, would be greatly appreciated as they endeavor to rebuild and regain stability. Those willing to extend a helping hand can reach out to the Sukraj family at 650-8356. Ministry of Labor investigates fatal industrial accident at Pipal Singh Investments. The Ministry of Labor's Occupational Safety and Health Department is currently conducting an investigation into a tragic industrial accident that occurred on March 13, 2024, at Pipal Singh Investments in Wharf Area, Providence, East Bank Demerara. The investigation revealed that Mr. Ravichandra Seemangal, a mechanic, was riding his bicycle at the time of the incident. Simultaneously, a telehoist operator was reversing a vehicle. Unfortunately, the telehoist collided with Mr. Seemangal's bicycle, resulting in severe injuries to his abdomen, feet, and hands. Despite receiving prompt medical attention at Woodlands Hospital, Mr. Seemangal tragically succumbed to his injuries on March 16, 2024. Senior Occupational Safety and Health Officer, Mr. Darwin Bourne, and Occupational Safety and Health Officer, Mr. Ray Hassana, are leading the investigation into this devastating accident. The Honorable Minister of Labor, Mr. Joseph Hamilton, MP, expresses deep concern over workplace accidents, particularly those resulting in fatalities. He extends heartfelt condolences to the relatives, loved ones, colleagues, and friends affected by this tragic loss. The Ministry of Labor remains committed to ensuring the safety and well-being of workers across Guyana. The investigation into this incident is ongoing as efforts continue to prevent similar tragedies in the future. Ministry of Labor investigates boiler explosion at Hack Rice Mill. The Ministry of Labor is diligently investigating a catastrophic boiler explosion that occurred on Thursday afternoon at Hack Rice Mill in Bushlot, West Coast Berbice, Region 5 and Mahaica Berbice. Initial reports indicate that 3 young men sustained severe injuries as a result of the explosion. The injured individuals have been identified as follows. Sukra Haragobin, 25 years old, resident of Bath Settlement, WCB, boiler operator. Fariduddin, 19 years old, resident of Blairmont, West Bank Berbice, boiler operator. Anthony Ramlikin, also known as a Booby, 20 years old, resident of Bushlot, WCB. According to reports, workers at the mill heard a loud explosion, prompting them to investigate. They discovered the 3 men with apparent burns to their bodies. Haragobin immediately raised an alarm after feeling pain following the explosion. The injured individuals were swiftly transported to Fort Wellington Hospital for urgent medical attention. Haragobin suffered the loss of his left ankle and minor burns to his upper right chest. Ramlikin sustained burns to over 50% of his body, while Udine received lacerations to his right leg. Occupational Safety and Health OSH Officer, Ms. Neza King, and Regional OSH Officer, Ms. Babita Singh, visited the site of the explosion accompanied by steam boiler examiner, Mr. Mark Yan from Yan Engineering. They conducted interviews with the mill owner and examined the site to gather essential information for the ongoing investigation. Statements have been obtained from the owner, and further interviews with the victims are scheduled for this week as part of the comprehensive investigation process. The Ministry of Labor assures the public that investigations into this incident are underway, with a commitment to determining the cause of the explosion and ensuring that appropriate measures are implemented to prevent similar incidents in the future. Pilot cleared of trafficking charges considers legal action over reputation damage. Following his exoneration from trafficking in persons, TIP, charges by the Bartica Magistrate Court, businessman and pilot Orlando Charles is contemplating legal recourse due to the detrimental impact the case has had on his reputation. Initially facing 16 counts of TIP charges on May 31, 2023, Charles was declared innocent on March 14, 2024, as the court deemed the evidence insufficient. In a statement issued on Tuesday, Charles expressed his confidence in the justice system and extended gratitude to the court for its impartial ruling. He commended his lawyer, Sanjeev Dattadin, for effectively representing him. Despite the favorable outcome, Charles lamented the irreparable damage inflicted on his reputation and business endeavors, both domestically and internationally, by the accusations. The statement underscored the public humiliation endured by Charles and his family, particularly his children, who are pursuing education abroad and locally. Consequently, he is exploring all available legal avenues to address the aftermath of the case. Consistently maintaining his innocence, Charles attributed the allegations to coercion by an external entity. He clarified that the dispute arose from wage discrepancies and vehemently denied involvement in any trafficking activities or restrictions on individuals' freedom of movement. Charles alleged that dissatisfied parties were encouraged to frame the wage dispute as a trafficking by representatives of an organization offering assistance in resolving their payment grievances.